with the EU lifting of the ban and has warned it that it faces legal measures in Europe. Rod McRae, GMTV News at Smithfield Market in London.
Plans to give parents 13 weeks unpaid leave to look after children under 5 will be announced by the government today. The proposals, including changes to maternity leave, are the result of an EU directive which must be enforced by December this year. But critics say they will cost industry at least £35 million a year and harm job prospects for women. Defence Secretary George Robertson could be confirmed as the new NATO head later today, but some reports say his appointment might be delayed to allow a number of NATO ambassadors to consult their governments. People who use high-factor sun creams are being warned that they run the risk of skin cancer. The findings of a new study reveal people who apply high-factor creams are lulled into a false sense of security and spend longer in the sun. Previous studies have revealed a strong relationship between the time spent in the sun and skin cancer.
It's very important to realise that sunscreens really are only known to protect you against burning from the sun. We have no clear evidence that they protect against the most serious kind of skin cancer, that is melanoma.
Acting legend Charlton Heston was back on stage last night in quite a different role. The Hollywood star helped out a struggling young actor by appearing for free at a theatre in Tewkesbury to talk about his life and work. All profits will go towards helping Nick Wilkes complete drama school. The best of luck to Nick. 7:33 is the time. Let's get the news, the travel and the weather wherever you are.
Good morning. Now the latest news from Central. Campaigners have hit out at plans by Princess Diana's brother to build 2,500 homes on his Northamptonshire estate, and Smith reports.
Earl Spencer is part of a consortium that wants planning permission for a development of 2,500 houses on part of the family estate at Althorpe in Northamptonshire. The new development would be on more than 500 acres of land, owned jointly by the Earl and Northampton Borough Council. But people living in the nearby Kingsthorpe area say it would ruin their landscape.
Open space is open space. It will be inhabited by the natural habitats of that area. Put concrete over it, housing, roads and transport, and they will disappear into other areas.
The councils say they'll meet next month to discuss the proposals. That will be followed by a public consultation before any planning application is considered.
Police are continuing their hunt for a gang thought to be responsible for a series of street robberies. 6 women and 3 men have been mugged in Baseford in Nottingham. Police believe 4 men are responsible for each of the robberies and that they could strike again. People working with the homeless are to use internet technology to speed up the process of helping them find accommodation. Vera Gilbert reports.
Homelessness leading to people sleeping rough on the streets is a problem in many East Midlands cities. Now Nottingham is beginning a pilot scheme to help called Hostels Online. It provides a central database and computer links, giving care workers immediate and up-to-date information, such as where there are vacant beds or provisions for those with mental problems. In Nottingham later today, the Housing Minister will launch the new scheme.
That's the news. Time for a look at today's weather forecast. And a damp and misty start to the day with the best of the sunshine this afternoon. Top temperatures today 27 Celsius, 81 Fahrenheit. That's all. I'll be back at 8:30.
to 8 on the 4th of August, and a big happy birthday to the Queen Mum because she is 99 today and she's still going strong. Yes, it's the Queen Mother's birthday. Crowds have already started gathering outside her London home, that's Clarence House, and so has John Stapleton. Morning, John. What's it like there this morning?
Good morning, Esther. Well, great excitement here, as you can imagine, amongst the well-wishers who've gathered here. And before we go any further, many thanks to all of you who phoned in a little earlier to point out that Terry here had his Union Jack the wrong way up. The reason he had his Union Jack the wrong way up was that he put it up in the dark. First time in 7 years of coming here that he got that wrong. Well, never mind, it's the right way up now. Also with me this morning, we have the author of this book, The Last Great Edwardian Lady. She's also the editor-in-chief of Majesty magazine, and that's Ingrid Sood. Ingrid, good morning to you again. Why The Last Great Edwardian Lady? Why have you called it that?
Because the Queen Mother was born at the end of the Edwardian era, and throughout this changing century she has remained totally unchanged, and I thought it was a good title.
Yes, when you say totally unchanged, her lifestyle hasn't changed that much either.
Well, that's what I meant. She's obviously changed, but her lifestyle hasn't changed, and she lives in great style. I don't think there's anyone else today that lives in the way that she does, and nobody begrudges it to her.
A lady who enjoys a good lunch, and a lady who enjoys the races, a lady who enjoys fun, I think, really brings a smile to people.
Well, she loves people, and she derives a great deal of pleasure out of talking to people. In fact, she says that's what's kept her going, is actually listening to other people. She's a great listener.
Yes, and she's done it over the years, hasn't she? Right from the Second World War, when she visited the bomb sites here in London and other areas too. She has a genuine affection for people. It's not put on.
Certainly not put on, and she's sort of really interested. A lot of older people remember her from the war years when she visited the East End and all her finery and her beautiful jewellery. And then younger people today see her as a sort of symbol of everything that's good about this country and everything that's good about the monarchy.
What about the young people within her own family? How much influence does she exert over, say, for example, Prince Charles and her lovable grandchildren?
Well, Prince Charles is her favourite grandchild, and she has a great influence over him because he respects her and loves her deeply. And if you look at his lifestyle, it's not the Queen that's like her mother, it's Prince Charles's lifestyle that's like his grandmother's. He loves gardening, he loves entertaining on a very lavish scale, and he's not afraid to do so. And
she's in close contact with her daughter, the Queen, it's said, on a daily basis.
She speaks to the Queen every day on the telephone, and in the old days of the Buckingham Palace switchboard, they used to really enjoy putting Queen Mother through to her mother, and used to say, "Your Majesty, Her Majesty, Your Majesty." I love that. I love saying that.
Do they refer to the Queen Mother? Do they consult her on matters of state and personal family problems too a lot?
Well, they do talk to her, but she wields an influence, but a very subtle influence. They don't like to worry her, but she knows exactly what's going on. She's very astute. So she does have her say in things.
She's also remarkably fit, isn't it? I mean, it is quite astonishing that at 99 years old, she apparently attended the royal wedding recently, and the story goes that she threw away a walking stick and did the twist. Whether that's true or not, the very fact that she could get there is remarkable.
She's certainly done a bit of Highland dancing recently, and maybe she'll do that again this year at the Gillies Ball at Balmoral. But she's remarkably fit, and you see her at the races on the hottest day of the year, the Sandringham Flower Show. I mean, she's not afraid to appear, and always beautifully dressed, beautifully turned out.
Yeah, she likes her clothes, doesn't she?
She loves clothes. She loves beautiful things. And I think we love her for it, because she believes that if you're royal and if you're going to put on a show, you've got to dress the part.
Ingrid, thanks very much indeed. Let me tell people who might be interested in coming this way that we expect the Queen Mother to be out here on the pavement shortly after 11 o'clock to say hello to her well-wishers and let them say happy birthday to her. And of course there'll be a march past by the 1st Battalion of the Welsh Guards. For now, back to the studio.
Thanks a lot, John, and we'll be back to John half an hour later. Possibly we'll get a glimpse of the Queen Mum, and John will also be speaking to Arthur Edwards, the royal photographer.
Good old Arthur. John quite nicely introduced Terry there, the chap who's there every year, and bedecked loyal Terry and Union Jacks. And of course our kind viewers ringing to tell poor old Terry, who put all that stuff in the dark, that he hung the Union Jack up the wrong way round.
But God bless his cotton.
The 80s, the so-called era of the New Romantics. We had the Rubik's Cube, we had Live Aid, we had the Thatcher years. Join me, Tony Hadley, for the End of the Century show, everything that was and is the 80s.
And that's at 10:25 tonight on ITV.
O is for open, just like a bird. L is for laughter, to hear your first word. V is variety, and the fun we have tasting it. A is approval, the way that you show it. R is response, between baby and me. I is ingredients, fresh as can be. T is for tasty, each little bit. O is for Olvarit, love it.
Ah, the beautiful Kathy.
Ah, my favourite salesman. Coffee?
You bet.
Oh, smart jacket.
Oh, thanks. So, how many kitchen rolls today?
None, unless you've got Bounty.
Bounty?
A completely new kind of kitchen roll.
Oh, my jacket.
No problem. Bounty is more absorbent and stays strong, even when it's wet.
Wow. How come?
It's the structure.
Like honeycomb?
Right. So I can still scrub with it and it doesn't fall apart like other towels. Look.
Impressive.
Oh, you're jealous, huh?
Structure that holds.
Bounty, the strongest soaker up. Bounty.
One reason people in the Mediterranean enjoy life, whatever their age, is their diet of fresh fish, vegetables and olive oil. Olivio, join Club 18 to 130.
So, you use Persil non-bio tablets?
Yeah, that's right.
Is that because you're concerned about the little one's delicate skin?
Yeah. And the big ones.
Persil non-bio. Are you the sensitive type?
The Lynx effect.
Everyday kitchen towels are often bigger than they need to be. That's because they're wound loosely so air is trapped between the sheets. We've taken this air out of New Bounty so it's more compact. And its honeycomb structure makes it the strongest paper towel even when wet. New Bounty, more compact, more performance.
The violence suffered by Sally Webster in Coronation Street was fictional.
You're nagging all the time, you kids!
But for many women, this is a reality.
Get off!
What can be done about domestic violence? I'll be reporting on Tonight with Trevor McDonald, Thursday, 10 o'clock.
Before the local news and weather forecast from Central, we cross to London for an ITV News Summary.
Good morning. Hundreds of well-wishers are gathered at Clarence House for the 99th birthday of the Queen Mother. In half an hour's time, she's expected to appear at the entrance to hear the band of the Welsh Guards play Happy Birthday. And to honour the occasion, a birthday portrait of the Queen Mother with her 9th great-grandchild Arthur Chatto has been published today. Germany is defending its decision to continue banning the import of British beef. The German Health Minister Andrea Fischer says they're still not satisfied British safeguards against BSE are adequate. And working parents will be entitled to take 3 months unpaid leave during the first 5 years of a child's life, under plans announced by the government today. It's part of the government's family-friendly policy, but small businesses are worried that their productivity will suffer. Well, that's all for now. Join John Suchet and me for the ITV Lunchtime News at 12:30. Till then, goodbye.
Good morning from Central. Huge tailbacks are causing traffic chaos on the M1 southbound after a crash closed all 3 lanes. The accident happened this morning under the Baines Lanes Bridge near Leicester Forest East services. It involved a lorry which caught fire and a number of other vehicles. One person is believed to have died. The motorway has been closed from junction 22. Police say it's unlikely to reopen for another 2 hours. The closure is also causing miles of tailbacks on the A46. We'll have more on that story in our lunchtime bulletin. A police force has been ordered to pay a record amount of compensation in a sex discrimination case. Former police officer Deborah Stubbs originally won her case against Lincolnshire Police in 1997, but the force appealed. Now an employment tribunal has upheld the decision and awarded her compensation of almost £200,000. Deborah Stubbs says stress brought about the case resulted in her resigning after more than 16 years on the force. A mum whose son died 4 years ago in a tragic swimming accident says she's terrified her newborn baby could fall into a brook which runs outside her home. Mike Dolan has this report.
These are happy times for Brenda Dean. 5 weeks ago, her son Grant was born, but 4 years ago she suffered the pain of losing a child. Her 14-year-old son John was drowned while swimming in open water. Now Mrs Dean from Netherall in Leicester is worried when Grant is a little older, he might be drawn to a brook running just outside their council home.
Once he starts crawling and that, I am terrified in case he goes out the front door. It's frightening, very terrified.
Mrs Dean would like to move. The council says it's sympathetic and is considering the application. She hopes it happens before Grant is much older.
A couple who are being evicted from the farm where they've been tenants for decades will not be allowed to move to a mobile home nearby. Councillors rejected an application from Fred and Frances Morris. Fred Morris has lived on Finger Farm near Kegworth in Leicestershire for 81 years. The farm on land next to East Midlands Airport is being knocked down to make way for a 90-bedroom hotel. Fred's been offered £23,000 compensation, but says that's not enough to buy a new house. He applied for planning permission to build a mobile home on a site 5 miles away, but the council has said the land is outside its development limits. Campaigners have hit out at plans by Princess Diana's brother to build 2,500 homes on his Northamptonshire estate. Anne Smith reports.
Earl Spencer is part of a consortium that wants planning permission for a development of 2,500 houses on part of the family estate at Althorpe in Northamptonshire. The new development would be on more than 500 acres of land, owned jointly by the Earl and Northampton Borough Council. But people living in the nearby Kingsthorpe area say it would ruin their landscape.
Open space is open space. It will be inhabited by the natural habitats of that area. Put concrete over it, housing, roads and transport, and they will disappear into other areas.
The councils say they'll meet next month to discuss the proposals. That will be followed by a public consultation before any planning application is considered.
Football. Leicester City striker Emile Heskey has signed a new contract and Nottingham Forest have brought in a third Italian. Heskey signed just hours after Leicester turned down a £10 million bid from Leeds. His contract runs for the next 2 years. After parading Salvatore Matricano and Marino Manini yesterday, Forest introduced Gianluca Petracci today. He's manager David Platt's fourth signing since he took over a month ago. That's all for now. We're back with the lunchtime bulletin at 12:15.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
Well, the remaining mist and fog is lifting with sunshine burning through now. But you can see the next batch of rain on its way. That's in the southwest, going to be seeing most of us later on. Warm sunshine until then, though, for the next few hours. Still feeling humid, but more comfortable than of late, with temperatures in the decent mid-20s. Cloud increasing later, though, with showery rain moving through the region.
Disturbing, deep-rooted recollections stoke a troubled mind. His childhood robbed.
You killed me.
His spirit crushed.
What happened? We don't know what happened.
A chilling reenactment sees old ghosts
Gotcha!
re-emerge.
You don't even know that anybody took Richard.
Will innocence be betrayed a second time? The Fallen Curtain. A new Ruth Rendell mystery. Friday at 9 on ITV.
Pick up. Pick up, it's an emergency. Is it on? Is it on?
Yeah, it started.
Start watching and you'll be hooked. Central Weekend, Fridays at 10:30 on ITV.
Sisterly rivalry causes problems now for Jeannie as she tries desperately to find a temporary master, with hilarious results in our film I Still Dream of Jeannie.
Right back to the M25. It's now thought it'll be sometime this afternoon before the police finish their investigation and reopen the southbound carriageway. Brian Collins, Central News.
That's all for now. Have a good afternoon.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
Hi, it's going to be a very soggy end to the day. Brolly's certainly at the ready, you have been warned. In the meantime, most of this morning's fog is now lifting. There is hazy sunshine for the next few hours. And you can see from here, yesterday's rain band has now moved away to Scotland there. The next lot for us, though, is rolling in as I speak. It's this lot coming up from the southwest. I'll show you the detail of that bruiser in a tick. Before that reaches us, though, we have got a gap of relatively clear skies. The cloud over us for the next few hours is just thin, high stuff coming in ahead of that next system. So hazy sunshine for a bit yet then. And then see what we've got to look forward to. This lot coming up into the southwest dropped ½ an inch of rain on Island a few hours ago, and it's on its way up to us. Estimated time of arrival late afternoon into the evening and then spreading across during the night. Before that arrives then, hazy sunny spells, pretty warm ones this afternoon as well. And with the general damp air we're in now, feeling quite humid. Not as oppressive as recent days, but still warm and muggy. Showery rain moving in later then. We'll see the cloud thickening and it'll be moving up through the course of this evening, gradually pushing northwards. Some heavy drops on its way as well, even more thunderstorms. Warm and humid this evening and a wet, humid night to come. Quite a chunk of rain overnight, so there's a risk of further localised flooding in the heaviest downpours. Really humid and warm as well, with all of this cloud and the southerly flow. Temperatures there look not dipping much below 16 or 17, extremely warm. You certainly won't need your Windsor at 90 tonight. Now the remnants of all of that still be around tomorrow morning. Overcast skies, still some heavy rain, thundery at times, more pockets of mist and fog about the place as well, and only really starting to clear by the end of the afternoon as the heavier rain moves away up north. A little bit fresher after that actually. Temperatures into the low 20s tomorrow, feeling a bit more comfortable. Bye-bye.
The Central 7-Day Weather Line, 09064 710 711.
This Thursday on a special American Pie edition of Videotech, we talk exclusively to Puff Daddy, Whitney Houston and Lenny Kravitz.
My heart was always with like rock and roll and soul.
3 of America's biggest recording artists talk to Videotech this Thursday at 11:30 on ITV.
Tonight on Central ITV, Roger Moore as James Bond in For Your Eyes Only. That's at 8. Right now it's time for the ITV Lunchtime News.
99 today and enjoying every moment.
Parents get extra leave, but who'll bear the cost?
Fury over German ban on British beef.
And first floods, now landslides devastate Southeast Asia.
From ITN, the ITV Lunchtime News with John Suchet and Julia Somerville.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the programme.
The Queen Mother is celebrating her 99th birthday today. As she does every year, she came to the gates of her London residence Clarence house to be greeted by well-wishers. And then, to the delight of the hundreds of people who turned out to greet her, she walked up and down outside and spoke to some of them.
The royal buggy was then brought into play as she continued to talk to the crowd. They, in turn, showered her with cards and flowers in the bright sunshine. In a moment, she'll sit down to a birthday lunch with the Queen and other members of the royal family. Here's Ben McCarthy.
Those who'd waited patiently outside Clarence house were not disappointed. Right on time, at exactly 11:15, the Queen Mother appeared to greet her well-wishers as the band of the 1st Battalion of Welsh Guards marched past, playing Happy Birthday. She was soon inundated with flowers as children lined up to present her with an assortment of bouquets. A chair was then provided, but declined. After 2 hip replacement operations, she walked carefully using a stick, but refused the offer of a helping hand as she went to meet her many admirers.
Thank you I hope you have a lovely day, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
So lovely to see you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Leading conditioner for dry and damaged hair gives you softer, smoother, more manageable hair. Organics equals life equals beauty.
The Grim Tooth Fairy Tales.
OK, son, what do tooth fairies hate?
Toothbrushes and toothpaste and Listerine.
Language! Go on, son. Eat it!
They rock hard, Dad.
Listerine kills the bacteria between your teeth which brushing may miss.
And Listerine doesn't just get between the teeth.
No, Dad?
It gets right up my nose as well.
For healthier teeth and gums, when brushing starts, Listerine finishes.
Because there's never a good time to get indigestion, Rennie starts working the moment it reaches your stomach. Rennie, for fast, effective relief.
Greg! The violence suffered by Sally Webster in Coronation Street was fictional.
You're nagging all the time, you young kids!
But for many women, this is a reality.
Get off!
What can be done about domestic violence? I'll be reporting on Tonight with Trevor McDonald, Thursday, 10 o'clock.
This Thursday on a special American Pie edition of Videotech, we talk exclusively to Puff Daddy, Whitney Houston and Lenny Kravitz.
My heart was always with like rock and roll and soul.
3 of America's biggest recording artists talk to Videotech this Thursday at 11:30 on ITV.
You're watching Central ITV, and with the time now at 6 o'clock, it's time to catch up with all the day's stories from your local Central News team.
I'm Annabelle Tiffin.
And I'm Rob Tomlinson.
And this is Central News at 6. Tonight, the crash that killed 2 and caused chaos for thousands.
The transplant unit that's transforming young lives.
And the record breakers running rings round their rivals.
Now with more viewers than ever, this is the East Midlands #1.
Good evening and welcome to Central News at 6.
Hello, also tonight, Lisa's making a bit of a show of herself in Summer in the City.
This is the heart of the East Midlands movie-making industry. Hundreds of famous films and TV shows have been made here or use Nottingham as their base. Why? We'll find out later.
But first tonight, a man is in police custody following a motorway pile-up in which 2 people were killed.
The crash happened as the motorway was packed with commuters. Traffic immediately ground to a halt and the road remained closed for most of the day.
With 8-mile tailbacks, many drivers simply left their cars. Traffic was affected as far away as the M25. Brian Collins has this report.
In the crash on the southbound carriageway near Leicester Forest East service area, 2 lorries heading south collided, sending one of them careering into 3 cars. 2 were crushed under the trailer of an articulated truck, one catching fire. Rescue crews recovered the 2 victims from the cars. 2 other people were injured. After 6 hours of gridlock on East Midlands roads, police reopened the motorway this afternoon. In the morning rush hour, thousands of cars and lorries queued on the roads around the crash. With the southbound carriageway blocked from junction 22, thousands of vehicles were diverted through the outskirts of Leicester. Soon after the accident, senior police officers decided to put into action an emergency plan, and that means traffic from as far as 80 miles away is being diverted. That's right back to the M25. No further details on the driver who was arrested have been released by police. They say their investigation will continue, and the cause of the crash isn't clear yet.
It's far too early to say at this stage. Our accident investigation unit is here. They'll make out a thorough examination, checking all the vehicles. What I would do is appeal for any witnesses. With tailbacks on the M1 extending for 8 miles, many drivers left their vehicles to sit it out until the road was cleared.
Police say one carriageway will have to stay closed for resurfacing. Brian Collins, Central News at 6.
A group of Kosovan refugees are tonight preparing for one of the most frightening journeys of their lives.
They escaped from the war and found sanctuary here in the East Midlands. Now, after several months, they're finally travelling home.
But as Richard Brown reports, they have no idea what they'll find on their return.
Packing his bags to go home, Chef Ket Lemani prepares for his journey to Kosovo with mixed emotions. More than 3 months ago, he was forced from a country torn apart by war and ethnic violence. Chef Ket and his wife came with almost 200 ethnic Albanians to Leicester. The NATO victory means they can now return, but they simply don't know what they're returning to. He has one son who fought with the Kosovar forces against the Serbs, but he doesn't know if he's dead or alive. He says no matter where he goes, Pristina is his home and he can't wait to see his children again. They are the only thing he's going back home for. Nazlishe Vesiki is returning with Chef Ket and his wife.
Having a great time here with the kids.
Tissue, we all stand up. Ring the roses, a pocket full of posies. A tissue, we all fall down. Ring a roses.
So everyone knows the words, but will everyone be able to sing, fall to the ground and keep holding hands for a whole 6 minutes? Well, after a few false starts and some casualties along the way, we eventually did it. And she's not wrong, we did do it. We beat the record by 154, so I'm in the record book.
Yeah, but you were shattered, weren't you? Staggering around the newsroom, your little legs could hardly carry you.
I was exhausted. We had to do it 4 times, I think, to actually get the record. So it was well deserved. Well done, everybody.
Well done,
Thank you very much.
Very well.
Thank you. That's it from us. I'm going to have a lie down. Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
Hi, hot last week, warm and muggy this week. You've been desperate for relief, I know, and it is here. From tomorrow for a few days, things will feel much more comfortable. That good news is, by the way, of softening you up for the next few hours. Very, very soggy. And this is why the map shows you a front lying right across our region. This evening, there's some wet rain in that. Low pressure is in charge and it's moving nearer us, this low pressure. Now, winds swing anti-clockwise around low pressure, so as that moves nearer us, it means an end to the hot southeasterly of the last 2 weeks. We're going to get a cooler southwesterly coming off the Atlantic, and that's the good news. This is the bad. The front dropped ½ an inch of rain on Ireland this morning, and it's ours over the next 12 hours. Just look at the shocking colours of pink and red in those. One of those nice plastic see-through bonnets are going to be the fashion accessory for the night, I think. You can see it isn't far away from our region now. It's just getting into the Welsh borders, Bristol area, and you can see from the What Happens Next movie, it is heading right for us through this evening, and it's a slow mover, that one. Look, that's going to be with us through tonight and tomorrow morning too. That's a lot of water. Watch out for surface water on the roads. This is how you're going to look then. A little bit wet, a bit warm through tonight as well. Temperatures staying there up at 16, 17 Celsius. You won't be needing your gym jams tonight. Quite a chunk of rain on its way then, so the risk of further localised flooding in the heaviest downpours. Now, the remnants of that will still be around tomorrow morning. Overcast skies, heavy rain, thundery at times, more mist, more fog about, only starting to clear and brighten up for the afternoon, and it'll be with that clearance that you'll feel the much fresher conditions. The winds will have swung, look, to a southwesterly, a cooler direction, so temperatures down in the low 20s tomorrow, and I don't want to hear one complaint about the heat being turned down. It's going to feel much less sticky, just what you've been asking for. Bye-bye.
The Central 7-Day Weather Line, 09064 710 711.
Mad About Pets, Friday at 7 on ITV.
At B&Q, you'll find all kinds of showers. Mixer showers that use hot and cold water straight from the system. Electric showers that heat the water as you use it. Power showers, where the water is pumped to keep the pressure constant. There's a wide range of enclosures and screens for you to choose from, and all at low B&Q prices every day. Like this shower tray and enclosure for under £180.
You can do it when you B&Q it.
All right.
Wow.
No, that one's mine, not yours.
Why?
Well, I peeled all the potatoes, I chipped them, fried them, and nearly burnt myself.
Name one way or another. It also shows Lawrence Dallaglio now facing a charge of bringing rugby into disrepute over drug allegations. The Daily Telegraph claims that Camilla Parker Bowles has tonight joined Prince Charles and his 2 sons on a cruise in the Mediterranean. The 2 princes are pictured with their great-grandmother earlier today at the Queen Mother's birthday celebrations. The Sun has the same story, and it reports that it was Prince William's idea to invite Camilla on her first family holiday with Charles and his sons. And The Times has a report on what it calls the dangers of letting very young children watch TV. American doctors claim that too much television can stunt children's growth. And that's it from ITV's Nightly News. Julia Somerville will be here with the ITV Evening News at 6:30 tomorrow. But from me, good night.
Hello, good evening. Well, things are certainly turning unsettled over the next few days with some rain around, but at least in compensation, temperatures are still looking warm, in fact, above the normal. So as far as tonight goes, it's very much a case of following the band of today's rain as it heads ever northwards, as far north as the south of Northern Ireland there. The odd rumble of thunder thrown in as well. Dry ahead of that with some mist along coastal fringes and some misty conditions further south as well. Temperatures in northern parts tonight are pegged at around about 10, but a very muggy night further south, 15 or even higher than that. So we go into tomorrow morning, we see the band of rain into this sort of position, dry ahead of it, the odd glimmer of sunshine, the mist slowly but surely burning off further south. During the course of the day, that band of rain heads ever northwards, fizzling out, fragmenting as it goes. 1 or 2 heavy bursts still, though, and behind it, drier, brighter weather pushing up from southern parts. Quite a range of temperatures tomorrow, quite a split, in fact. We've still enjoying a 25 there in the Western Isles, ditto in areas further south. But where we see that band of rain, well, here temperatures are more depressed, struggling in some instances to make it to the 20 mark. That's all from me.
Power Gen. Power, whatever the weather.
Hello?
Hi, Billy.
Mummy!
I can't talk long as I'm on the mobile.
Hello?
Hi, Billy.
Mummy!
I think it's time for your bedtime story, don't you?
One Rate from BT Cellnet is the only flat rate tariff in Europe. The cost of your calls doesn't change from country to country, so you always know what you're paying. You never know. It might change your life. One Rate from BT Cellnet. Good call.
Buy your currency from us and the only commission you'll pay is a simple £2 flat fee. And we don't even expect a postcard. Be nice, though.
The Grim Tooth Fairy Tales.
OK, son, what do 2 fairies hate?
Toothbrushes and toothpaste and Listerine.
Language! Go on, son. Get it!
They rock hard, Dad.
Listerine kills the bacteria between your teeth which brushing may miss.
And Listerine doesn't just get between the teeth.
No, Dad.
It gets right up my nose as well.
For healthier teeth and gums, when brushing starts, Listerine finishes.
Central England Ford dealers present the Great Ford Summer Drive.
featuring the Fiesta Finesse at £7,995. With 1 year's free insurance. Plus power steering and driver's airbag. Now on at your nearest Central England Ford dealer.
Imagine if you could wash your skin so soft and smooth you could give up body lotion in 14 days. Day 1, the difference is already noticeable. Day 7, even the dry places are smooth. Day 14, your skin feels so soft and smooth you could give up body lotion. Or Olay will give you your money back. And the name? Moisturising Body Wash from Oil of Olay. We can prove you could give up body lotion. Or your money back.
Son, let's go. If you don't like it, you don't have to come again.
Now just remember one thing, son. When you choose your team, choose carefully. Because they're yours for life.
Cheetah?
No, that's a leopard. There's one in a 200 rand banknote. Ah.
No wonder we're the UK's biggest provider of foreign exchange.
Rhino small notes, leopard large.
So don't just book it, Thomas cook it.
It's booked. 2 whole weeks. Now, where's that snorkel?
Oui, le snorkel. ¿Dónde está el snorkel? Motorway crash kills 2, roads gridlocked. Returning to Kosovo, refugees leave the East Midlands. And Max celebrating 100 child kidney transplants.
This is Central News Extra with Vera Gilbert.
Good evening. A man has been released without charge tonight following a motorway pile-up in which 2 people were killed. The crash happened as the M1 was packed with commuters. Traffic immediately ground to a halt and the road remained closed for most of the day. Andy Hitchcock reports.
In the crash on the southbound carriageway near the Leicester Forest East service area, 2 lorries collided, sending one of them careering into surrounding cars. 2 were crushed under the trailer of the articulated truck, with one of the vehicles catching fire. Emergency services and rescue crews managed to recover the 2 victims from the cars. 2 other people were injured in the pile-up. After 6 hours of gridlock on East Midlands roads, which affected thousands of commuters trying to make their way to work, police finally reopened the motorway this afternoon.
Our accident investigation unit is here. They'll make out a thorough examination, checking all the vehicles. What I would do is appeal for any witnesses.
Emergency diversion plans were put into operation while the clearing up continued, with motorists affected by the crash up to 80 miles away. Many drivers left their vehicles to sit out delays until the road was reopened. Police say one carriageway will have to remain closed for resurfacing.
10 university students have been charged with credit card fraud following an investigation by police. The students from De Montfort University, based in Leicester, were part of a larger group arrested last month. An investigation was started after a number of other students reported their credit cards stolen while travelling by train between Leicester and Sheffield. In each case, hundreds of pounds were spent on the card before it was reported missing to police or banks. A group of Kosovan refugees are tonight preparing for one of the most frightening journeys of their lives. They escaped from the war and found sanctuary here in the East Midlands. Now, after several months, they're finally travelling home. But as Richard Brown reports, they have no idea what they'll find on their return.
Packing his bags to go home, Chef Kettle Manny prepares for his journey to Kosovo with mixed emotions. More than 3 months ago, he was forced from a country torn apart by war and ethnic violence. Chef Ket and his wife came with almost 200 ethnic Albanians to Leicester. The NATO victory means they can now return, but they simply don't know what they're returning to. He has one son who fought with the Kosovar forces against the Serbs, but he doesn't know if he's dead or alive. He says no matter where he goes, Pristina is his home, and he can't wait to see his children again. They are the only thing he's going back home for. Nazlishe Vesiki is returning with Shevket and his wife Harisha, desperate to retrace her teenage family. She's happy to be returning home, especially to see her small children, but doesn't know what awaits her. Yearning for family, but apprehensive about a new beginning. This is Richard Brown, First Central News Extra.
A former policewoman has spoken of her relief after being paid a record amount of compensation in a sex discrimination case. Deborah Stubbs originally won her case against Lincolnshire Police in 1997, but the force appealed. Now, an employment tribunal has upheld the decision and awarded her compensation of almost £200,000. Deborah Stubbs says stress brought about by the case resulted in her resigning after more than 16 years on the force. Staff at one of the East Midlands' biggest hospitals have celebrated a special milestone after doctors carried out the 100th children's kidney transplant. The work of the unit means that many young patients can go on to lead healthy and active lives. Rob Tomlinson reports.
The unit at Nottingham City Hospital was set up in 1985, and since then many children have benefited from the work of the specialist team here. 2-year-old Max Thomas is the ward's 100th transplant patient. For him and his family it means an end to time-consuming dialysis treatment.
Well, he went to failure pretty quickly, so he was really poorly when he did, and he came up straight here. And within a matter of a few days to weeks, really, he was back to his normal self sort of thing.
If the child's had a transplant, their appetite improves, they're much more energetic, the family don't have to attend the unit that often, and the child can enjoy a normal childhood.
Another satisfied customer is 9-year-old Andrew Lake from Derby, who's undergone 2 transplants. He had this to say about the doctors and nurses who've helped improve his quality of life.
Fabulous. They're absolutely fabulous.
It's become like a second home, really.
Yeah. Everyone knows me well.
The unit, one of only 12 in the country, now hopes there'll be many similar success stories in the future.
That's it for now. We're back again first thing in the morning. For now, though, good night.
Central Weather, sponsored by Stay Bright Windows and Conservatories. The clear choice in any weather.
Hi, soggy to say the least over the next few hours. Watch out for surface water and spray on the roads. A bit warm out there too, isn't it? Temperatures staying up at a muggy 16 or 17 tonight. You won't be needing your windsy yet. Quite a chunk of rain on its way as well, so there is the risk of further localised flooding in the heaviest downpours. Now, the remnants of all of that still around tomorrow morning. Overcast skies, heavy rain, thunder at times, more mist, more fog dotted about. Doesn't look good, does it? Only really starting to clear and brighten up for the afternoon. It's going to be with that clearance in the afternoon that you'll feel the much fresher conditions. Very muggy in the morning, but for the afternoon the winds will have swung to a cooler southwesterly, so temperatures there only making it up into the low 20s, which is novel for us, and I don't want to hear one complaint about the heat being turned down. It's going to feel much less sticky, just what you've been asking for. Bye-bye.
The Central 7-Day Weather Line, 09064 710 711.
Disturbing, deep-rooted recollections stoke a troubled mind. His childhood robbed.
You killed me.
His spirit crushed.
What happened? We don't know what happened.
A chilling reenactment sees old ghosts re-emerge.
You don't even know that anybody took Richard.
Will innocence be betrayed a second time? The Fallen Curtain. A new Ruth Rendell mystery. Friday at 9 on ITV.
And at 10:30 on Friday, we get to grips with the week's main talking points on Central Weekend.
The Audi A4 has been judged best car in its class 3 times in the UK. Now, improved rear suspension delivers a smoother ride. And of the many refinements, climate control is fitted as standard on most models. It's easy to get carried away when you test drive the new Audi A4. So, wherever you get to, don't forget to bring it back. Call 0345 699 777 for your test drive.
Yes, the boys, come on! 3-0! Here we go, next round, we're on there. See ya, you're not. Ta-ta!
Don't you hate it when you host a party and you're constantly being tapped on the shoulder and asked for a local cab number? Well, simply videotape the following and play during your next party.
Bird's Eye Crispy